got so much amazing food from so many amazing countries represented. So help yourself, grab a seat, and then we're going to start in about half an hour after filling our bellies. And thank you all for coming.
But tonight we are exploring one of the most exciting and innovative concepts I've yet seen proposed for the rebuilding of Christchurch. For now, I'd like to first of all extend some very big thank yous to those distinguished guests who have lent their support to this bright endeavor. To begin with, some of our esteemed counselors, Mr. Peter Beck, Ms. Helen Broughton, Ms. Sally Buck, Jimmy Chen and Glenn Livingston, and also to Roger Sutton from SARA. Thank you very much. Now, I also just wish to thank several others for their valuable ideas and contributions that have assisted in shaping this project, including the 180-degree consulting team from Canterbury University, Christchurch and Canterbury Tourism, Christchurch Central Development Unit, and to all of the migrant associations, agencies, and service providers that have enthusiastically shared their vision for an international business and cultural hub.
Good evening, everyone. It's really a pleasure to have you here. This is a very special evening tonight because what we're doing is a first, an opportunity in New Zealand for a grassroots effort to showcase our Christchurch migrant community to the world. I'm a migrant. I came to Christchurch 27 years ago with my wife and 6 children, seeking a better quality of life that wasn't available for me in America. When we came to Christchurch, it was here. Everything we wanted was here. The quality of life was fantastic.
When we were struck by the earthquake, Canterbury University was also very badly affected, such that we were not able to deliver our courses for a few weeks until, we were able to get the tents together and some lecture theaters. So we've experienced the earthquake firsthand. But what is exciting about the earthquakes and its effect on the community is that at Canterbury University we now have a repository of a lot of research on earthquakes. And with the diverse research interests of the academics, mine including, which is on marketing and entrepreneurship, I research at the interface of entrepreneurship and marketing, and that entrepreneurial marketing interface is where I found a lot of gems and a lot of stories, especially of businesses that have been badly affected by the earthquake and how they have recovered. And those, when you have a bad day, as we all did, females especially, males too if you have hair, what do you do? Of course, the one that you are most interested in will be the food and accommodation and retail and food services sector, which from the recent statistics, is still yet to fully recover. So the disruption, of course, have caused all our, inner city accommodation, restaurants, cafes and bars to not be there, and some of them have really relocated, and I think many of you have, if you are still in business, to other locations in the city. Okay, so what were, of all these businesses that we have talked about, and we have started from the hairdressing industry, the transport companies and the restaurants, we have in our database about 100 restaurants and their stories. See, most of them have adapted some site sharing, hairdressers and restaurants, okay, because their location has been badly damaged, so they shared with others. There were hairdressers that rented out seats in their salons so that other hairdressers could get back to business and service their customers. Thinking, all right, how do we actually provide that environment, that ecosystem to make that businesses are like living things? They need to survive, they need to thrive as well. You can't, a plant will not grow without watering it. And what is your water? What is your lifeline if you are in business? Okay, so the evidence that we have shown in our study is that resilient organizations display these entrepreneurial characteristics. What are these characteristics? You're innovative, you're risk-taking, and you pursue opportunities. And it's not the everyday person that actually sees that opportunity. An entrepreneurial mindset spots opportunities that an individual like me, who's an academic, probably will not. One of you here will see something that this group can actually, can use. You can produce and you can provide that. That's the entrepreneurial mindset, and we need to support that. And lastly, I'd like to say that the world is holding us as a model.
So the Canterbury tourism scenario, one of the reasons why we're so supportive of this project, and just to be clear, Christchurch and Canterbury Tourism is a marketing organisation. Our role is actually to market what's here. But we need some stuff to happen, and part of that is texture and vibrancy. And that's why we as an organisation, I personally am right behind this, this project. I'd like to see it succeed. To give Christchurch that texture and that vibrancy that we're portraying to the rest of the world right now. We're reimagining Christchurch at this particular point in time. Our creative regeneration projects are really stimulating the world's imagination. Gap filler, greening the rubble. They are absolutely taking Lonely Planet didn't just happen. Lonely Planet came just post-earthquake, and we've developed a relationship with them. If anybody knows about Lonely Planet, they know that you can't influence a Lonely Planet writer unless you take them for coffee, and you're the only person that knows where the coffee is. And that was just straight after the earthquake. So he came back. And we've known this is coming for a long time, and he's interviewed many of the people that are in this room. I think he's had a chat with Roger, and Roger energised him, and they're the sort of stories that made this writer go off and give us the tagline that he has. Our new pop-up bars are the things the young people are looking for. They're going on a voyage of discovery. It's a little bit, like in our old days we used to do pub crawls, but they're doing voyages of discovery around these pop-up bars, and they think it's really cool. I've got a daughter at university, and she's going, there's a bit of distance between one of the other ones, we'd quite like to narrow the gap. But they're enjoying themselves, and in between times they sober up and get to the next one. But young people like to socialise with young people, and if young people can't find the other young people, then they think it's a really boring place. And so part of what we're interested in is making sure that the centre is regenerated. So the hotels that we know are opening in the next 12 months, well, we've got the Ibis. Thank goodness for the Ibis. It's open, it's right in town. What we need now around the Ibis is, to quote Scott Wallace from Millennium, is a corridor of normality. When you're
So basically, we spoke with Taz and how we could help him with this international village. And while he has this great concept and great idea of how it can help ethnic businesses of all types in Christchurch, there was no real hard data or research to really back it up that there was interest from residents as well as business owners. So we went out there and we spoke with local businesses which have been displaced, we spoke with residents and all these people, and we got an idea of exactly what they'd like to see in their village and whether they'd actually like to use it. It's a pretty simple question, and us being all here now, we pretty much hope they do, but we just wanted to make sure of it. And so I'll leave you with some words from the business owners themselves. Some of these keywords in this are directly what they told us when we spoke to them, and I'll just summarise it for you. So the Christchurch City International Village could be a symbol of the revival of Christchurch's CBD, epitomising the city's resurgence against the earthquakes. By being on the forefront of the rebuild with one of the largest developments in the area, the village could give rise to further projects around the CBD as businesses and customers begin to come back to the centre of Christchurch. So it's just showing that people, businesses as well as residents, are really excited about this idea, and there's definitely support there, and the research backs it up that this international village could really be the future of Christchurch.
strength in numbers, and I think that in agreeing to do something positive for our city, we have the opportunity to move forward. So I'm just going to discuss basically 4 questions. What is the International Hub? Who's going to benefit from it? And how would it benefit you? And then what could you do to be involved or to make this vision become a reality? The background to this project that we've proposed, and thanks to Richard for the wonderful drawings of the depiction of the vision, which we welcome you to have a look, is that in the last year we worked with just round about over 100 business people who have been affected by the earthquakes. We have found that talking to a number of businesses, a lot of businesses are still in very constrained conditions. They are in premises, like language schools operating out of houses, or some that are operating out of church. And so these sort of situations mean that the customers that they're trying to serve and the business operations they're under are very limited. Some have not even managed to research, such as restaurants. And then there are some, like small business operators who don't have any premises at all and do need support. So we thought to ourselves, there is possibly something we could do, even though it would be a challenging goal. And that's how we came up with the idea of looking at the feasibility of an international hub to collate all these services together. So we approached different people and came up with the concept. We do need to rebuild our city, and we all want to participate in this. Some people want to know how they can participate. So by creating an opportunity to invest as a collective, we are able to all be involved in the rebuild. Because it's a hub, it also becomes a stimulus for growth. Because there are others who are looking for chance, we also create opportunities for such people. And we also answer urgent needs. I know business owners right now that are really constrained in terms of their space. Their businesses are suffering and they're hurting. So they need to find some urgent solutions. And Christchurch and Canterbury Tourism want to bring the tourists back. This could be a destination. It can be a place with a hive of activity where things are happening. There are examples like the Queen Victoria Market in Australia. It's well visited, it's well known by many Kiwis. It's got a lot of good food. There are other bigger examples in America, such as Epcot, where they've got a duplication of international villages. So we do know that international places become places of destination, places of visit, for visiting. And we also know that ethnic communities can come together and be involved in the rebuild. So we want to create an opportunity for your involvement in making our city move forward and bounce back from the earthquakes.
Holdings is proud to actually have repaired nearly 700 homes in Christchurch, so it's actually proud to be associated with the rebuild of Christchurch. But I think one important aspect which was missed in this whole evening, which is obviously dear to our hearts as building companies, is the resources that are needed to actually fulfil these dreams. The blueprint is great, but who's going to build it? And the next, over the years, there's going to be 10, 15,000 workers needed from all over the world to come here and help rebuild Christchurch. So, yet we're asking 15,000 workers from all over the country to come here and be part of the Christchurch rebuild and build our city. But what are we giving back to them? Are we providing a service that they also are, or we say that you guys, you just got to eat our food, you just got to live like us? And I think it's very important that we actually, there's a balance in that. And I think this hub is also a way of us showcasing to these workers and these people that are coming to build that we're committed. We're committed to actually giving you something back. That we want them to work. We want them to build this city. We want them to build this hub. We want these people to build our schools. We want these people from all over the world to help build our city.